What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and my inboxes on social media are completely flooded right now. On one hand, I have a lot of people reaching out to me saying they saw me on TV. And it is true. I kept it a little secret, but I have a small little snippet in the latest Gabby Petito documentary that aired the other night on the ID Discovery Channel, I believe. But the other messages I'm getting, the overwhelming amount of messages I'm getting is people wanting an update on little baby Quinton. If you don't know, little baby Quinton is a still missing 20-month-old child from Savannah, Georgia. Law enforcement says they believe that he is deceased and that he is in a landfill. His body has not been recovered yet. His mother has been labeled as the prime suspect. Now, a lot of these messages have been asking me, where's Leilani? Where's the mom? Has anyone seen the mom? I can confirm that no one has seen the mom. She could be, I want to make it clear, she could be tucked away in that house right now. I'm not saying that she is not. I'm just saying that we don't have any proof that she is. In fact, the only piece of proof we have is people in the neighborhood saying that she was trying to leave the night before and there was a big argument. Now, yesterday, there was so much activity at this house. And I can't tell if it was like a get-together, like a memorial for little baby Quinton, because, the news came out that he's probably no longer with us, and maybe family was coming over to pay their condolences. Or was this like a final meal before they send Leilani off to jail? I don't know. I do know that it just gives me a weird feeling seeing all of these cars go in and out, because part of me, the conspiracy theorist in me, is like, are we sure Leilani ain't laying in the back of one of these cars and getting out of there? Because law enforcement has labeled Leilani as not being a flight risk, although they admitted they don't know where she is. Now, if anyone is a flight risk, it is this young woman. We know she has a history of problems with substances. And then, like I was saying in a prior video, forget anything you've heard about Leilani. At the end of the day, it is believed that she killed her own child and threw him in the trash. Anyone capable of killing their kid and throwing them in the trash can is fully capable of running away from law enforcement. And I don't want to see another Brian Laundrie situation. But I feel like the more time that passes, the more opportunity this woman has to leave or to run away. Now, I don't know what would happen if she did. I'm not convinced on either side that Billy Joe, the grandmother, the family, I'm not convinced that they would cover up for Leilani, but I'm also not convinced that they would tell people that Leilani left. I don't know. I'm on the fence about, really coming to or forming a solid opinion on what they would do. What do you all think they would do? If Leilani got up out of that house and left right now, do you think the grandma would let law enforcement know? Or do you think they would be quiet about it? I'm not convinced on either side. But as of right now, there are no real solid updates in this case. And I can't create updates where there are none. Trust me. If there were updates in this case, I would be dropping videos left and right, letting you all know whatever information that I know. So whenever there are updates, I will be updating you all. But we can't just create updates where there are none. I think that this portion of an investigation, like this time period of uncertainty in a situation like this, is where a lot of the conspiracy theories rise and stuff, because we're not getting constant updates. So people will just create their own information and run with it. And we don't do that on this channel. Now, we will speculate sometimes because there's always room for healthy speculation. But I hate when people just put out fake facts. Now, from what I'm being told by people in the area, and from what was reported by at least one media outlet, I found it weird that multiple media outlets didn't report on this. Just one from the area reported that cadaver dogs picked up on Quinton's scent at a local landfill. I'm not so sure how true that is because other media outlets didn't confirm this. There was only one, and there seems to be, 3 or 4 little media outlets in the area. But I can confirm that WTOC, one of the news stations, were seen down at the landfill. However, from what I'm being told, they aren't doing anything today. Now, I hate to say this, but we have to realize there's a possibility that there might not be much of Quinton left. I don't even want to go over it and think about it too much, but there's a possibility that it's going to be difficult, more difficult than one may think, to find Quinton's remains. Now, talking about speculation, this is full speculation here. But as time passes and when I really sit on this information that we have, I can't help but feeling that maybe that boyfriend is cooperating with law enforcement. Maybe the boyfriend is singing like a freaking bird right now. I don't know. I just find it really odd that he totally separated himself from the situation. You know what I mean? Like he just hauled ass out of there. This is the mother of your child. This is your fiance. What do you know that makes you want to just get the hell out of the situation? So I think there's a possibility that he may be telling law enforcement things. But there's also a possibility that he doesn't know anything. But I just kind of find it hard to believe that the boyfriend being there that morning, supposedly seeing Quinton at 6 a.m., I find it hard to believe that he wouldn't know anything at all. I'm not saying that maybe he's necessarily involved, but to know nothing. And the babysitter said when she went over to that house that morning, she looked Danny, the boyfriend, in the eyes, and he had this cold look and told her, "We don't need help looking." No one who is looking for their child is going to tell someone we don't need help looking. Not in my opinion. So if Danny is so innocent, then the fact that he was cool and like cold towards the babysitter that morning is really weird to me. And I could be wrong, and when I'm wrong on my channel, I accept it and we move on with life. We don't try to stick with theories even though they're proven wrong. Theories are theories, and once your theory is proven wrong, then you can work with whatever information you're given. But for some reason, it seems like people make a theory in these true crime cases and they have to stick to it and they can't be proven wrong or else their mind will explode. And they will throw any person under the bus and point fingers everywhere just to make themselves seem right. So if I'm wrong, whatever. But I don't feel like Danny saw an alive Quinton at 6 a.m. that morning. I'm sorry. I do not believe that Danny saw Quinton alive at 6 a.m. that morning. Now, does that mean he did anything? I'm not saying that. Maybe he was just like, yeah, I saw Quinton. You walked out the door, maybe he saw a bundle of blankets laying on the ground, and he thought it was Quinton. But I don't believe that Quinton was alive at 6 a.m. that morning. I really don't. I don't know why. I guess there's reasons as to why, but there's no super strong reason as to why. I just don't believe it. And you got to realize the story is that the boyfriend saw Quinton at 6 a.m., okay? And that they canceled the babysitter around 5:39. And then Leilani was asleep. So we're working with a really short time span here that Leilani would have supposedly had to, I guess, off baby Quinton, come up with a plan, and execute that plan. Execute that plan well enough that she hasn't been arrested yet. You know what I mean? Because if Danny left at 6 a.m., we don't know when Leilani woke up. I know everyone's thinking, oh, between 6 and 9, but we don't know. I mean, technically, from what Leilani was saying, she was asleep. So sometime between 6 and 9 a.m., she supposedly woke up and Quinton was gone. So that shortens our time span down to even less than 3 hours. So in a less than 3 hour time span, we don't know exactly how long, a groggy woman who just woke up out of her sleep, got rid of her child or offed her child, came up with a plan and a place to duck her child off at, and did it well enough to the point where she at least hasn't been arrested yet. That's real quick. And I've seen comments like, well, 3 hours is long enough to do anything. I'm telling you all, that's not a lot of time. And it wouldn't even be technically 3 hours, because technically she would have woke up sometime after 6. And then we still have to take into account the time of which she was supposedly riding around the neighborhood looking for Quinton, on the phone, making phone calls, asking around about Quinton. So it would have had to been really quick. And in my mind, it wouldn't have been that spontaneous. And in my mind, I think there is a big possibility that just like Danny didn't see Quinton at 6 a.m., I think there's a possibility that this is premeditated, that this was planned out. The timing seems to be a little too perfect. And we can say what we want about Leilani and about everyone involved in the situation. The fact that she isn't behind bars yet, I mean, I guess she did a little something right. I mean, it's wrong, but she did something wrong in the right way to avoid being locked up as of yet. And it's been over a week. So that's where I'm falling in on the situation right now. I want to know what you all think. Keep in mind that most of what I shared here was speculation. It's just my thought process. And you're free to have your own thought process and let me know how you feel down in the comments below. But while you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.